EdTech entrepreneurs, education stakeholders, government rep, facilitate critical conversations on the use of technology for teaching and learning. It's an initiative of the Mastercard Foundation's Regional Center for Innovative Teaching and Learning, and it's part of the foundation's strategy to find solutions to Africa's youth employment by closing the gap in access to quality education and advancing the integration of tech in education policies and practices across Africa. That's why we do this on the last Monday of every month, and today is the last Monday of November. This month we are talking about teachers. Teachers are my favorite people on earth because I always say that I'd love to teach. The next chapter of my life, I want to spend it as a teacher. So yeah. So in classrooms across the world, teachers stand at the heart of education. They nurture young minds, they shape the future. But their role these days is going beyond traditional boundaries in an era where technology is rapid and advancing. Educators have become innovators and all that. So this month we are talking about the incredible stories of teachers and education leaders who are driving meaningful change in Ghana and beyond. And we'll be celebrating the teacher's role as an innovator and an influencer in adopting tools and platforms that enhance teaching and learning. And I've got a panel of people who know they are teaching, they are experts at teaching, and by the time we are done, they would have taught us a thing or two. All right, my first guest is Florentia. Florentia is Learning Experience Analyst at Azubi Africa. Florentia, thank you for coming. Good morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. My second guest is Ademilade Adebanjo. He is a graduate of the Dayspring International Academy. Ademilade, good morning. Thank you for coming.
Good morning. Thank you too for having me.
All right. And my next panelist is Sarah. My next panelist is Sarah. My next panelist is Sarah. 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 Next panelist is Sarah.
So I did my daily business, I did business, economics, and IT deliveries. Everything has a flag.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much. When I graduated from this, I actually interned to school. So I spent about 6 weeks interning as a computer teacher at Toronto School. That was great. That was great. So
So I would start where I started off. I started from the traditional classroom. So I have about some experience in the traditional classroom teaching mathematics. Yes. Like the whole 9 yards. And then transition into a remote learning environment. Mm-hmm. And as a learning experience analyst, what I do is to be part of the entire learning process of a learner. So from understanding concepts to being able to apply it, I'm all in there. Mm-hmm. I liaise with the technical team, mm-hmm. the technical trainers, and then the career coaches as well to ensure that the learners have a holistic experience. Now I think I've absorbed more into the career side where I've also, been facilitating business skills teachings for our tech learners. So yeah, in summary, that's what I get. That's what I get. That's what I get. That's what was development education. We are proposing that teachers, there are a lot of things as they're doing. For instance, next year is International Year of Quantum Science, which we are mobilizing quantum. So we'll talk about it maybe in future. Talk about quantum science, quantum information. We are promoting TVET as a viable option. You shouldn't be, because you didn't do well, you're doing TVET, but all the things around here is TVET. How do we make it like the child that got grade 6 is taking TVET and doing it the best way? But the purpose of teaching in SDEV is still up because something teaching learning assessment platform, whereby what is unique is unpacking our learning curriculum. Ghana just got a curriculum in 2020. How do we unpack it to make sure that teachers can have access to it? The other access, parents can have access. Parents can have access for parents can have access to their children. Parents can have access to use technology.
See, what do you do? You are also in Africa. Your role is a tech career coach. So what?
I started out as software developer. I started out getting into national service to teach, similar to
just teaching is wonderful.
And
teaching is wonderful.
I mean, I have the story. And engagement. Here, you need to be able to understand the kids in the first place, and then be able to present it to them also in that manner. You need to use things that they are familiar with to then introduce them to areas that they are not familiar with. That allows you to have like a vision for them. You need to and then front-end development as well. I happen to be the first dean of students for Azubi Africa, and by reason of that, it was due to the fact that I loved helping people also achieve their goals. I realized speaking, I could also a plus for me. Career coaching, where we help learners also get into the market. That is through CV preparation, interview preparation, and then also application. So that's what I do. Aside also teaching on business skills and others. Yeah.
Great stuff. So for our listeners, you have a great understanding of kind of what they do, their strengths, and the various perspectives they bring to the let me start off with you. Why do we have to see teachers, makers in EdTech, especially in Ghana? Why do we have to do that?
Yeah, I draw off of just the experiences we've had, and you can tell that there is a really strong role that teachers play. They shape the narrative. That's what we have. They shape the world of children. And someone who shapes the worldview of somebody, it means that they have an influence into the person's behavior and then the lifestyle. That goes further into our society. And then we generate a culture. Then we would say, okay, Ghana is like this, by reason of even just the little impact that what a teacher is making. Me, I think when it comes to celebrating teachers, we can't just celebrate them enough. But when we see the influence that teachers have had, with people choosing careers, with people pursuing certain fields, just by a teacher saying something to someone and saying, I think you're good at this, pursue this, that changes an entire perspective. If you look at most of our renowned people, even in Ghana and worldwide, at one point in time, they had somebody to do something. And that most likely was what? Was a teacher. Exactly. And get into the classroom and you understand, Yeah, and I think that's really where we draw from. They shape the narrative, they change our worldview.
Can I bring you? Let's talk about the role teachers currently or probably should play in bridging the gap between this new age tech and then the traditional teaching methods a lot of people are accustomed to. Let's maybe you can speak to us about that, the role that teachers can play in bridging these two worlds. Let me put it that way.
Thank you so much, Nathan. Teachers are the ones that can make it happen. I can share a story about my little niece. My little niece is 7 years old and she was given homework. The mother has helped her do the homework, but she wanted my opinion. She said, no, please call auntie for me. I want to hear her opinion. Reason being that she knows the auntie is in education. So the auntie must be right at all times. She doesn't trust the mother. The confidence that teachers bring in, the kind of enthusiasm, the passion teachers put in, teachers can change the narrative of traditional ways of doing education and modern ways. If teachers are given the right
was long. Like the PDF could be 30 something pages and just definitions, and we're like, how are we supposed to remember all of this? Exactly. So we put it into the AI. It made flashcards, broke everything down. And so at the end of every day, we can say, okay, every day we're going to spend 15 minutes doing a flashcard on this, and it segmented it. So at the end of the day, as we ended up doing it, we came to understand that it was fun. I can do it with my friend that like I got this many wrong. I got this many right. What about you? I did better than you. Like it was fun. It was a fun competition to do. So I feel like the use of that AI and technology really made it quite interesting to learn.
And you when you had to teach for that show, you said it was about 6 weeks. Did you employ any
Yeah,
tools at all?
I was the competing teacher. So when I came, I think my first class was year 4.
Okay.
Year 4. So I remember I walked into the class and everybody was making noise and they just went silent.
What was the average age of the class?
I think they were about 10, 9. So they went silent. I asked them, why are you silent? They're joking about it. Nobody wanted to talk. And one of the girls was like, so your voice is so deep. Like, you're so the whole class loosened up. Like breaking that barrier was somehow essential. And so, kids are always eager to do something with colors. They're always eager to do something that's different from their people or their textbook. So I think at their age in the curriculum, they were learning about Windows, learning about Windows, learning about laptops, learning about oh wow, like it was so interesting. So you made them
we've all been talking about is about interactivity and not making learning feel like a chore.
Okay.
It's supposed to be fun. So I think one of the things that I saw learning approach. So I know some have started seeing the integration of teacher training, especially with the initiative to change the curriculum a little bit. Adopt to curriculum a little bit curriculum. So I think 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 I would say, they just taught them about the relevance of technology. You know, a lot of people are scared of technology. It's like immediately, what if I touch it? And then what if I touch it? And then what if I touch it? To want to enlighten the students and the teachers on some of these new trends. And I think it's been very practical. It's the most practical approach I have seen. We are not waiting for Muhammad to come. We are not waiting for Muhammad. We are not waiting for Muhammad. We are not waiting for Muhammad.
If you have any, can share of how EdTech maybe transform your own experience in terms of education, maybe teaching, learning, all that, or stories that you have heard from parties.
Great, thank you. Install Education started in Ghana in 2022. I'm a country leader with Install in Ghana. One of the things we did was CPD program. We partnered with the National Teaching Council, and at the end of 2022, we have trained over 40,000 Ghana. I've been doing training for some time. Traditional ways These are some of the things. Try to think our teachers will because we have put them in line to ourselves. Where majority of our graduates look majority of our graduates and also to learn. 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 Majority of our leadership. You will love mathematics. So these are some of the examples.
Wow. Quite interesting.
I think I have a story back in that. I think my very first I entered an art class. You know how art students do not like art.
Because I think
my brother was speaking, I saw that there is a huge gap between private institutions, done. Unfortunately, adding 2020, and what we I had to call one This allowed us to cover not only Ghana, but allow who was visually impaired, he or she was visually impaired, or was he or she was visually impaired, These are some things to show. I told them this is what you have on the board, but the desktop is also what Microsoft Word. From there, The next time I brought in very much. So when I wouldn't
the percentage will start dropping. The percentage will start we as a class how I would say because we're final year, so like we had an understanding of I know I learn it like I'm a visual. I see something, you explain it to me. It's easier for me to grasp. Their own way for them to understand it. And so after asking this to the teachers different ways they can know students. So I know one of my classmates, shout out to Clinton, the teacher. What he did was example. Well, I feel like it doesn't come across as undermining authorities. There's one thing I've come to realize. Respectful and sitting in a respectful really push it that I think put them into my flashcards. Telling me this. Like my first class you get, and they made me say failure. The next class, the next class, it's reduced because we have enjoyed it to the point that we are doing more makes it so should be because how do your exam reflection student reflection of their parents, what they think their parents,
Listen, everybody
I feel 996. Let me get back to you. Let's talk about. So we've painted very interesting pictures. We've picked out some very interesting highlights and ideas and all. But in everything there are challenges, right? And even till now, 2024. Why tech in school?
and all the schools learning aesthetically. Exactly. There's getting feedback from the class. Let's say if you're yes, exactly. organized thoughts or organized visuals is a better way of getting data. And I think that's one of the things that are limiting us, or one of the challenges.
I would typically use quantitative. Get it? Like I use numbers.
Understand it.
Everything okay, come okay, and that
students about
processes Why did time on to be queried, but then who is looking beyond the A? Are we all A? Is it the academic after high school? So these are the things, the discussions we need to be having, and to be moving a little bit away from the quantity and look at quality.
And to touch on what you were saying, I feel like something that's really neglected due to, let's say, learning disabilities or problems in learning. Always coming here and there. So they struggle to really finish and go through the exams. And so, in the end, they may understand it. But at that moment, they don't know what to write. And then grade comes out but then now it's on the teacher to be like, I know this student has a problem. How am I supposed to problems in the
Time is up. Our time is up. Let me thank my guest, Ademilade Adebanjo. He's a graduate of Daystar.
Dayspring.
Very interesting perspective from the student and the teacher's perspective. Ademilade, thank you for coming. Florian Chatel was also joined as learning experience analyst at Azubi Africa. It was great having you, Florencia. Thank you. Sarah Africa, Gideon, thank you so much for joining us.
Right. Thank you for having us.
Right. And that's the November edition of EdTech Monday. On 97.3 FM, live on City 97.
Good morning, Nathan.